Collective giving really means to take the spirit of community and translate it into the allocation of resources to causes that are most dear to our hearts.
Bring like-minded individuals together and educate on a particular issue that's important to that group.
When I think about collective giving, not only is it impactful, but it is also quite fun and social.
We start out with smaller dollars amounts, and you can give as much or as little as you want. Everyone can become a member.
Through collective giving, we can all be a philanthropist in whatever way, shape, or form it is that pops up. And it just feels really good to work with other like-minded people who are very different than myself.
Waterbury Black Giving Circle provides faith to organizations. So not just the monetary resource, but faith and also support.
It's an opportunity to learn more about the community.
Members leverage their dollars to do something bigger than they could on their own.
2/3 of Black households give charitably. How can we tap into that giving where it is not just exclusively to churches and civil rights organizations, but that people also think about foundations and legacy giving and all of the ways that collective giving is important in the community?
My favorite part, without a doubt, is the Juneteenth event and the grant-making ceremony.
Thankfully, in 2023, the Waterbury Black Giving Circle, we had our first grant round and awarded our first grants.
Just seeing the people, also seeing how proud they are to see folks in the community come out and support them.
I really enjoy the coming together, the breaking of bread, the sharing of stories, the learning together, and seeing the light bulb go off for others.
That's without a doubt my favorite part of being a part of the Black Giving Circle.
That's what makes collective giving exciting.
My experience with the Women's Giving Circle has felt really hands-on, an opportunity to hear so many different perspectives that honestly I would never have come up with. We develop that community feeling because we are open to listening to everybody. We value the contribution from everybody.
I love getting more women involved, and I love the connections that we are all making. By working with the Connecticut Community Foundation on giving and the importance of giving back, we can make a much bigger lasting effect on our communities. Members make decisions together in a democratic process as equals and peers.
Everybody participates in that democratic process and selection of the recipients of those funds.
In 2023, our focus was on women's health care, and we were able to fund a new ultrasound system for Waterbury Health Center through Planned Parenthood of Southern New England. That will help save lives.
When you pool your funds together in collective giving, you end up with more meaningful impact in the end.
One of the things that I love are the scholarships that we give to young people, and I'm inspired by their individual ideas and what they want to do. So I knew I wanted to work with Pride in the Hills, which is an organization that allows me to support my community monetarily, but then also support my community by taking part in the conversations that it takes to figure out how to support community. SHAG, which is Shag with Pride in the Hills at the Spring Hill Vineyards, is a See and Be Seen event. We're bringing community together. We talk about an LGBTQIA community, but in order for there to be a community, there needs to be times when folks come together. And SHAG is a time when, as an organization, Pride in the Hills has many different human beings with many unique gifts and talents. I am a 51-year-old lesbian. When I was watching this young, genderqueer, Black human on stage sing her truth beautifully, and standing there with another 50-year-old gay person saying, yeah, this was our wildest dream 20 years ago.
Collective giving is important because, quite frankly, you can do more together.
Together,
We stand strong.
Supporting nonprofits that create change that lasts.
It's a partnership.
A commitment.
A journey that intertwines hearts and minds.
Collective giving harnesses the power of community.
Be a part of an energized group
Of community-minded people.
Who give together to improve
and enrich the lives of our neighbors.
What inspired me to be a legacy donor? I'm a very caring, giving individual. What I particularly relate to is being able to do this during my lifetime. I have 2 donor-advised funds. The first one is education. Education has made all the difference in my life. The only criteria was that that student be in the top 10% of his or her class. The second donor-advised fund, this is for the Waterbury Symphony. Music has been a dear part of my life. It's geared to encourage and help someone whom financially needs help to have a symphony member go one-on-one with that talented individual for music. I hope people will really, really consider their legacies during their lifetime. It can bring a lot of joy to be able to see the fruits of what you're doing.
I think one of the great things about a community foundation is that it really represents community philanthropy. If charitable giving is something that is important to you, it's good to have a plan for that both during your lifetime and beyond. There's a huge range of legacy donors, and anybody can be a legacy donor. If somebody wants to leave a gift, for example, to support the environment or health access or the arts, you can do that through your will or through another aspect of your estate plan. Donors often choose to make unrestricted gifts through their estates, which then are pooled with gifts from many other donors to combine make for a very large pool of unrestricted dollars that we have to meet a huge range of needs that arise in the community. And we are celebrating our 100th anniversary. What we are today is entirely built upon the generosity of a century's worth of individuals deciding that they wanted to invest in their community, share their resources for the better of the community around them and for the better of the region that we serve. If you want to be remembered as a person who made a difference in the areas that matter most to you, I hope that you will contact us at Connecticut Community Foundation and talk to us about how we might partner with you to create your legacy and ensure that your vision becomes a reality.
All youngsters have a gift from God, but all youngsters don't have an opportunity to use their gift the way our society is set up. And I thought that one of the best ways was to give money to the foundation. The Connecticut Foundation has the same mission, meaning trying to better the community, or trying to give youngsters a chance to be successful. All my family, they all gave community service, so I guess I inherited that. I don't think about it much. What I think about is how do we get the youngsters in Waterbury to have those opportunities. That's what it's about. That's my mantra right now. Learn, earn, and return. And I want to remember by all the youngsters that are doing well, and on the positive side, we have to do all we can.
Winston Churchill said, "I make a living to get a life, but I make my life by giving." And I thought it was very interesting that the importance of giving back after you've made a life, especially if you're successful. When my parents died, we were working on their estate plan, and my father died first, and then we talked to my mother about giving the money that they had in this big IRA account, that we would create a charitable donor advised fund. Sadly, my mother died 3 months after my father, and all of a sudden there was this big chunk of money. So over the years, when my brother and I, we each got half, I had money to give from my donor advised fund, and I was very intent on giving all that money away. I've always felt good to be a part of something, just helping people, period, you know. And I have the means to do it, and I'm hoping that I'm giving a sum of money that it gets to the right people, that's all, and that it works.
The term legacy means to me just leaving something behind. The opportunity to create a legacy, from my perspective, happens during your lifetime, not just at your death. And I don't care if they remember me, I truly don't. I hope that they remember some things that happened because I was involved. I think the important thing for me in terms of legacy is how lucky I have been to be able to be in a place where I might be able to leave a positive legacy for people in the future, including my own children. And hopefully it's a positive legacy. And that, you know, if we can have women and girls in this community have more opportunity because of things that you know, we started, that's what I care about.
Legacy giving to me means that I can carry on not just my legacy, but the legacy given to me. And so I would like to emulate those that have been so kind to your foundation and follow in their footsteps. If other people can go forward and do the same, whether it be through music, through helping the homeless, or any of those venues, I feel like they will get so much joy. There's so much greater joy in giving than actually receiving. The minute someone comes in my home, there could be adults, children, it doesn't matter. They just start playing music, whether they can play or not, and it just brings me such joy and happiness. You don't have to be totally wealthy to be able to do what I'm doing and to pay it forward and to make a difference. And if it changes even one child's life, that's success in my eyes.
What will your legacy be? Contact us to talk about how we can build tomorrow together.
My hope for the future in the community is that more people become active, try to make a difference, and bolster each other and force change. I also believe in the environment. I worked on closing a toxic waste site, and it's through the efforts of nonprofits that those things change. Legacy giving is a responsibility, and most of us don't think of it in that way. But to give some of it to a foundation, it builds and it goes to work. I have never seen so many dedicated people committed to finding the best way to make the most out of every dollar to have an impact. And that's important. But mostly, the foundation looks at you. It sees you. And it says, you're worth helping.